Yes, yes, yes. A very important episode we got for y'all tonight. Let's get it. Let's go. So these Republicans want to play, huh? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yeah. Y'all come on in, come on in. What a show we got for y'all today. Let's get it, let's go. Y'all got something to say, podcast is live. We live. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Got something to say, podcast is live. We live. We got a very important show today. We got a very important show today. We got to cut through a lot of red tape today and get right to the content. I don't know if an hour long enough. I might have to do a part two, might run a little over. But this information got to get out to the people. This is mandatory that we get this information out to the people. This is mandatory that we get this information out to the people. Project 2025. I know y'all heard some rumbling of it. It's a 932 page manual. Now, did I read 932 pages? I can't lie like I did, but I read a lot. I researched a lot. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing I got out of this that I done researched thus far, I don't care if Joe Biden in a hospital bed, you got to stretch him back in that White House. We can't let Trump get in the White House, y'all. We got to get out and vote, man. And I'm finna break down to y'all today a very, 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 I'm going to break down a very important Project 2025. They are about to unleash racism on a level that we have never, ever seen before. Hey, can y'all hear me out there? Put a one in the comment if you can hear me. Because this is some very important information. Very important, and we're going to get right to the content. We don't got a lot of time for the red tape and all of that. We got to get right to it. We got to get right to it. We got to get right to it. All right, so Project 2025, what is it? What is Project 2025? Okay, let me start off by saying this. And I'm going to try to say this as politically correct as I can. If y'all let President Trump get in that office, we are doomed. We are messed up. We are essentially done. Y'all don't think that we can get back in them cotton fields. Y'all are sadly mistaken. As I break down Project 2025, I want y'all to hear me clear. As I break down Project 2025, I want it to be known that you gonna have the information. Share this, tell a friend to get on in here. If you can't get in here now, share this video so somebody can catch it on the replay. Y'all really need to understand what is Project 2025. what's the agenda, and why the pass vote. Yes, yes, yes. We back. But yeah, this is important. So what is Project 2025? I got my notes. Y'all, there was a lot of reading and research I did. I got my notes. I need y'all to pay attention, take notes. If you got to take mental notes, if you got to write notes, if you got to record this, if you got to play it back, this is some very important information. So what is Project 2025? Let's make sure I'm starting on page 1. Let's get it. Let's go. Project 2025. The conservative movement has initiated Project 2025, a highly structured and well-financed campaign. Stop right there. Content right here, y'all. I should have put something else in the title. How we looking at that? She has a ride, Ken Drew. How we looking? Where my moderator at? How we looking? We gonna get it. We gonna get it right. Yes, yes, yes. There's some content they don't want to get out there, y'all. I expected issues today. I expected technical difficulties today. I should have titled it something else. All right, but let's get back to the content. All right, let me turn that down. Let's get back to the content. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I figured I was gonna have some of them today. All right, let's get back to it. The conservative movement has initiated Project 2025, a highly structured and well-financed campaign with an agenda that opposes democracy and civil rights. I first heard of Project 2025 several months ago, but I did not, I was oblivious to the threat. I didn't think it was much of nothing. But as I did my research, this is a problem. Now I see the particular dangers in the Project 2025 for Americans, but mainly African Americans. The thing we got to realize about Project 2025 is their policy has been around for a while. They have been around at least the Reagan administration. They was developed by this organization called the Heritage Foundation. Y'all listen to me, because we're going to talk to the president of the Heritage Foundation in just a minute. His name is Kevin Roberts. Kevin Roberts. I don't know who you think you talking to. Let me get this clear. Let me make sure y'all understand what I'm saying here. I don't know who he think he is, but he must think this 1960. Because what he talking about ain't going to go down like he think it going down. But we'll talk about that in a minute. And this organization is led by Kevin Roberts, who we're going to talk to in just a minute. Meaning, Heritage Foundation in the early part of the Reagan administration developed the Reaganomics. They developed the Reaganomics. So Reaganomics is already policies that the Heritage Foundation then put into place in the Oval Office. So they got a history of doing this. What they're trying to do, they have done before. But see, it won't be Reaganomics this time. They are trying to institutionalize something called Trumpisms. Do y'all hear me? They trying to implement all that funny stuff, all that stuff that we would laugh at Trump and all that stupid stuff, all that foolishness he taught. That foolishness is about to become policy. Do y'all hear me? That foolishness that Trump was talking is about to become policy. Let's talk about it. What they are now intending to do is institutionalize Trumpism. They want to make Trumpisms the standard for the conservative movement. So a lot of the stupidness that we've been hearing coming from Trump over the past 8 years, they are trying to make those things policy. We are going to break down in this episode of the South Got Something to Say podcast. We're going to break down their agenda, what they want, why is it so threatening, what is wrong? Kevin Roberts, we're going to have to talk to him. Ain't no doubt about it. We are seeing we already seeing this. The campaign has started. It has started. And we talked about this on our last episode, but with the Supreme Court ruling on the immunity case, do y'all hear me? They have already implemented phase one. Phase one is done. Phase one is done. Phase one. When they told Trump that he essentially, y'all listen to me now, when they told him he essentially can do whatever he chooses to do as the president, that he cannot be convicted. He has immunity when his official presidential acts. Now, what they did not tell us is what's the difference between official acts and unofficial acts. Do y'all hear me? They did not tell us the difference between official acts and unofficial acts. Let's talk about it. Somebody tag Tremel Jones, Shuni, tag at Tremel Jones, T-A-R-A-M-E-L-L-E Jones. Tag in here. She wanted to be here for this. T-R-A-M-E-L-L-E J-O-N-E-S. All right, so back to the content. So now phase one is done. Phase one is done. Your president can do exactly what he wants to and not worry about criminal prosecution, period, at all, for no reason. He cannot be tried under no circumstances. Moving right along. So they got the Supreme Court. He has essentially locked in two parts of the three-part branches of government. He got the judicial. If he voted president, if we don't get off our butt and do what we got to do, he'll have the executive as well. So you already got the judicial branch. He got 6 conservative judges out of 9. So he got that. They good on the judicial branch. Now they waiting on us. Now they want to put out this narrative that Joe Biden too old and Joe Biden can't do it and Joe Biden this and Joe Biden that. I don't care if we got to roll him in there on a wheelchair. We do not need Trump in office, period. All right, yeah, that's the think tank of Ronald Reagan. All right, so we track it. Now, when you talk about the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world and some of the other Republican lawmakers, they will do anything Trump say. So once you get the legislation branch, he have all 3 branches of government. He already got the judicial. If the thing go their way, he gonna be executive branch, and he already got little pawns in the Congress. So that's all 3 branches of government that he will control. Now, while he controlling these, somebody financing him. Somebody paying this money out. Somebody. And who is paying this money out is the Heritage Foundation. Y'all listen to me when I talk to you. It's the Heritage Foundation. All right? So, What is Project 2025? Who is Kevin Roberts? So right now, let me share my screen. I need y'all to see exactly who Kevin Roberts. Hey, Kevin Roberts. All right, let's make this clear. I want this to be understood. I want to say this forcefully and aggressively as I can. You are not going to intimidate us into nothing. This is not 1965. This ain't 1800s. Do not try to intimidate us. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's very important for us to get up and go vote. Y'all, we're about to enter into some stuff that we don't want to. If you listen to what this man say, and I'm finna play it for you. If you listen to what this man say, y'all know we got some problems on our hands. We really do. So let me go and put my overlay up because I don't want to get copyrighted. You know how that go. Let me get that's Kevin Roberts right there. Let me get the video pulled up. Let me get the video pulled up. Let me speed it up a little bit. See, I know how to get around all these copyright laws. All right, we got the video speed up. Let me turn the music off because I need y'all to hear. I need y'all to hear exactly what is going on. Y'all, when y'all hear this, y'all know we got problems on our hands, but it ain't no problem we can't handle. Do y'all understand? We got problem going on, but ain't no problem that we can't handle. Y'all listen to this.
In spite of all this nonsense from the left, we are going to win. We're in the process of taking this country back. We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
All right, I'm going to play that one more time. I want y'all to listen carefully to what this man say now. Y'all listen very carefully to what he say.
In spite of all this nonsense from the left, we are going to win. We're in the process of taking this country back. We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
CNN's Kristen Holmes is here. So, Kristen, help us understand what that...
Did y'all hear that? That man just told y'all that we essentially that, hey, they ready for war. If they gonna do they gonna do this revolution with or without y'all support. If y'all want to take it to the streets, we can take it there. If y'all want to see blood, we can take it there. If y'all want another civil war, we can take it there. That's what the man just said. He said it will remain bloodless unless the left don't want it that way. Who does man think he is? Who do he think he is? All right, so the only thing I got to say about that is let me get him off the screen because he's making me mad every time I look at him. I don't know who he thought he was trying to scare or whatever. But let me tell you something. This is not 1965. We got guns too. This ain't gonna go down like you think. Now, we want to do this thing civilly, and the only way we can do it civilly is to get out and vote. Do not try to intimidate us. Do not try, because the policies that I'm finna outline to y'all, the policies that I'm about to outline to y'all is scary. All right? So what is Project 2025? The man just told you. It's a campaign by conservatives to take back their government. They don't think we belong in government. They start working on this shortly after President Obama got elected in office. They wanted to set a precedent that this would never happen again. Do y'all hear me? They wanted to set a precedent that this would never happen again. So what they did, they created four. How they gonna do it? They got four in the manual that I read, and I skimmed through all four of these. They got 4 plans of action. Number 1, policy agenda. Number 2, personnel. Number 3, training. Number 4, playbook. Now, many of the people that wrote this mandate have already worked in the Donald Trump administration previously, when he was the president 4 years ago. All of these people that writing these policy agendas and this mandate was former Trump employees in his administration. So when Trump get up there with his lion tail, talk about he don't know nothing about Project 25. He don't know who writing it. All you gotta do is ask the people that work for you. That's who writing it. All right, moving right along. All right, number one, policy agenda. And we're going to get deep in the policy agenda, but what the plan is for the policy agenda, they want a total transformation of the Constitution. They want a total transformation of the Constitution. They want a total transformation of the Constitution. All right. The second one is personnel. Now they got this little website. It's like a dating site where people need to go put up their information. They got to go put up the information, what kind of conservative you are, what do you believe in, what are your conservative views. They got a whole little dating site where they go, and that's where they're gonna poach from to fill. They talking about 20 to 40,000 staffers, 20 to 40,000 people getting replaced. They're talking about knocking out agencies such as the Department of Justice, the Department of Education, the Environmental Protection Agency. They're talking about totally knocking those down, period. Like they ain't gonna exist no more. Then they got training. Them people that I just told you about that's gonna get poached, they gotta train them up. They gotta get them trained, and we want to run this agenda just like this. And when they do that, they're gonna unleash racism like we never seen before. Jim Crow gonna be an afterthought to what they want to do. We gonna get into directly the racism that they already planning for day one in just a minute. Y'all stay tuned, because at the end, toward the end, I'm gonna give you the exact, straight out the book, straight out of the mandate, the racism that they're implementing day one. Day one. All right. And the fourth one is a playbook of what they got a playbook of how the first 180 days of Trump administration should look. They already got it planned out, mapped out, ready to go. The first 180 days are already planned out. Y'all, we got to get out and vote. I hope y'all understand the seriousness. We got to get out and vote. Is no room for error in this one. This is a more critical campaign than even when Obama ran. Y'all, they are trying to take away our freedoms. They are literally trying to take away our freedoms. They got a plan on day one on implementing policy that take away our freedom. They have already started with the Supreme Court ruling on last week. They have already started phase one of the plan to give the president unlimited powers. This is more fascism than democracy. Do y'all understand that? This is more fascism than democracy. All right. So that's the four. Now let's break down this policy agenda. All right. So they got 4 points. They made 4 points for their policy agenda. And I know this might not be the most interesting information, but it's probably the most important information you're gonna hear today. All right. So let's get in. Nobody will deprive the American people of the right to vote except the American people themselves. And the only way they can do that is not vote. I'm telling you right now, if these people had their way, y'all need to read the mandate. If they have their way, they gonna gut that Voting Rights Act. They're gonna gut the Civil Rights Act. They're gonna gut it. They're already starting to gut it. We're gonna get into some specific things that they are already doing. This is already happening through Congress and the Supreme Court. Now, y'all know the big one is Trump got immunity. Y'all know the big one. Y'all know the big one, that he can do whatever he wants. He's above the law. He's above the law. For the first time ever, an American president is above the law. That means he can order porn stars to do, as long as he in the Oval Office, he good. He can order the Navy SEAL Team 6 to go kill his political opponent, and he good. That's an official act. Anything that he decided to do, as of the other day, as of earlier this week, he is immune to do. He got immunity to do it. All right. So number one in the policy agenda, they want to listen to the wording. Listen to the wording. Restore the family as the centerpiece of American life and protect our children. Now, when they say protect our children, they don't consider our children their children. They want to protect their children from our children. I hope y'all tracking. The goal is to protect their children. Now, how they going to do that? We'll get in that in a minute. Number two, they want to dismantle the administrative state and return self-government to the American people. Dismantle the administrative state and return self-government to the American people. They want state rights. They want state rights. They don't care about all these agencies. The reason these agencies came along, such as the Department of Justice, the Department of Education, the Environmental Protection Agency, the reason they came about to start making these states enforce federal law. They don't want that. They want to say if Alabama wants this a Jim Crow state, it's going to be a Jim Crow state. Federal government comes in and regulates a lot of that. They want that gone. They want it gone. They want to give the president more power. They want to give a fool more power. They had to find them a power-hungry man that wanted power so they can use him as a pawn. They using President Trump as a pawn. They throwing him money. They giving him money. And then they are telling him what he's going to do. All right, so we're going to move right along. Number three, they want to defend our nation's border, sovereignty, and bounty against global threats. If you are undocumented, you will be put out day one. Day one, they are trying to get 20 million undocumented immigrants out of here. Do y'all hear me? They want to have the right to keep having January the 6th. Exactly. January 6th is Trump do not have to, it was the official president act. He do not have to face any more charges from that. They're going to drop that case. Number four, secure our God-given rights to live freely, what our Constitution calls the blessing of liberty. They want to be able to walk around and do whatever they want to do. This is Project 2025, y'all. And y'all, we haven't got into the deep and the darkest part of Project 25. It's bad right now. So let's start talking about some of the dark, deep stuff. All right, with the protecting our children and family, they want to rescind regulation prohibiting discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, transgender status, and sex characteristics. They want to say it's okay to discriminate against those people. If you don't follow the white Christian values that they set, you can be discriminated against. They want to rescind regulation prohibiting discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, transgender status, and sex characteristics. They want all of those words deleted. Them words would not exist with Project 2025. That is giving you the right to discriminate against these people. These people ain't got a leg to stand on with Project 2025. They want to prepare to end immediately to any policy investigating any cases that run contrary to law or administrative policies. That means any open case Trump got drops immediately day one. Any open case that Trump got day one is dropped. They plan on doing this day one. Let's talk about the children. They said that if a school library, this is in the policy, y'all. If the school library have sex ed material in the school library, not they calling it pornography, but they using sex ed material, calling it pornography, and the librarian is to be arrested, charged with a sex crime, and arrested as a sex offender. That's why they want to get rid of the Department of Education. That means Trump's run the Department of Education. Trump can't hardly read himself. How he gonna tell people how to educate kids? So when we talk about our itty bitties, this is directly affecting our itty bitties. So we in trouble, y'all. So how? And now let's get to the meat and the potatoes of it. How will Project 2025 unleash more racism? I need y'all to get in here for this. I need y'all to get in here for this, because what y'all about to hear now is the most important part of Project 2025. This is what's gonna set us back 100 years if we don't get out and vote. And make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Man, this is a lot of information I'm giving out today. I did the research on the information. What y'all about to hear now, we're gonna give a scenario on how this can be the most dangerous part of Project 2025. So this is a term y'all probably never, ever, ever heard of. It's called disparate impact. Now, the reason you never heard of that term, or most of us never heard of that term, I didn't hear much of the term before I started doing my research, but it's a legal term. Civil rights lawyers use the word disparate impact often. That is their go-to card in civil rights lawsuits. All right, so courts, disparate impact. Courts have ruled that even without evidence or overt or intentional discrimination, such results might suggest discrimination. The doctrine of disparate impact could end through legislation or at least narrowly through the regulatory process by a future administration. So what they saying is that disparate impact, which is the total opposite of intentional discrimination. All right, so the way I can explain this is, if somebody walk up and call you the N-word, you know that they are discriminating against you. But see, they have got discreet with that. They don't come right out and call you the N-word, but yet they still discriminate against you. So with disparate impact, it says, okay, we got a trend, this happened to multiple black people. And we're going to give you a scenario in just a minute. They want to see disparate impact done away with, just like they did DEI. DEI is diversity, equality, and inclusion. DEI. Now, they are trying to do a nationwide, a federal ban. States have already banned DEI. And if you don't know what DEI is if I'm black and I got the same qualifications, DEI protect me and help me to get better positions in better colleges or anything. Well, who leading the charge against DEI? Who the first one to ban DEI? Meemaw. Meemaw the first one to ban DEI. Alabama was the first state to ban DEI. Affirmative action. They pretty much banning that nationwide. And they trying to do the same thing with disparate impact. All right, follow me now. All right, so a lot of conservative states have already began a ban on DEI and affirmative action. Disparate act is used by lawyers. Mostly civil rights lawyers use disparate act all the time in civil rights cases. See, what we know today, that discrimination ain't coming out like it used to back in the 60s. They're not outright calling you the N-word. They're not outright saying we don't serve black people. They are not. It ain't two different water fountains. If you get what I'm saying, it ain't a color and a white water fountain. But the discrimination still exists. So what the civil rights attorney do, they got to get around all of the secretness of racism, and they use disparate impact to do that. 99% of your civil rights cases that won over the last 20, 30 years have been because of disparate impact. All right. Disparate impact is opposite from intentional discrimination. Intentional demonstration is I'm outright discriminating against you. I'm outright calling you the N-word. I'm outright refusing service because of your race. All right, so let's go through a scenario, right? Let's see. Just say we got she has arrived in the chat. All right, and she's a house and mortgage broker, and she just flipped the house. Just say she got $100,000 out of the house and put it in the bank. There she go, Tramel. She I wonder where you at. All right, but she just got $100,000 and put it in the bank. All right, so she want to take about 25, 30,000 of that and go flip another house and do it again. That's what she want to do. So she goes to the bank, and the bank say, "Hey, where you get this money from? Where you get this money from? Where your ID at? I can't give you this money. This too much money. You got to show me." But down the white people come in there and get their money easy. But they always, so she just bumping. I just go to another bank. This brain tripping. So she go to another Bank of America or Wachovia or whatever bank there is now. She go to another bank, and then they say, "Hey, wait a minute. Why you trying to pull out $25,000? Where did this money come from? Where did this money come from?" And then she started getting frustrated, and the police is called. Now, we can't say this is a scenario, but it's a true case of this happening. Didn't happen before. We'll get to that. But she say that hey, look, this is my money. I just want to get my money. Can I get my money? Well, now the police call, she get arrested, all because she want her money. All right, so months later, she get her money wired to her, she get her money, and now she want to sue the bank. She want to sue the bank for discrimination because y'all discriminated. If I was white, I would have got my money. It had been cases of white people going in there pulling out $25,000. But in my case, being that I'm black, now, who called her the N-word? Who said we're not serving you because you're black? So what a civil rights attorney would do, a civil rights attorney would use disparate impact to say, hey, this happened in this case, this happened in this case. This bank got a practice of doing this to black people. So the opposing attorney, the bank attorney gonna send them a letter like, there was no intentional discrimination in this case. And then that's when she lawyer gonna send back, hey, but it was disparate impact. Because we got another guy that went through a similar thing like this. We got another lady that went through something like this. Both of them black. We got cases of white people going in there getting their money with no question. So what's the difference between my client and the white client? According to the law, you can't do that. So then the civil rights case will be won or be litigated in a different way because of disparate impact. Y'all tracking with me? All right, so y'all ever heard of Ryan Cougar? Ryan Cougar, let me see if Ryan Cougar. This Ryan Cougar right here. Ryan Cougar, y'all see him getting arrested. Ryan Cougar, he was the filmmaker, director for the Black Panther film. He went in there, wrote up a withdrawal slip for $10,000. The bank teller called the police and say that he trying to rob the bank. He, no questions asked, police come in, detain him for trying to get his own money. So that case can be pulled in she case. They can pull their case and say, hey, look, there go another case of disparate impact of racism without it being intentional. Y'all tracking with me? So if you remove disparate impact from the Constitution or from the legislation, you have essentially unleashed racism on people. That means that if I don't call you the N-word, or I don't just flat out refuse you, I can do anything I want to you. Y'all, that will unleash hell on black people. Do y'all hear me? That will unleash hell on black people. So what we need to do, I need y'all to understand this. What we need to do is get out and vote. Do not listen to the hype. Do not listen to the hype. President Trump said that I don't know what the Heritage Foundation is. While taking a picture, if you can see, it's kind of blurry in the background, but let me tell you what they say. That is him doing a speech to the Heritage Foundation. He know exactly who they is. They're a super conservative pack, a conservative think tank that already have implemented policies. They have already implemented policies. And when you start talking about, that's just one thing. I wish I had time to get into the EPA. See, if they want to get rid of the EPA for one reason, the environmental protection, because Flint, Michigan. Let's talk about it. That's why they want to get rid of the EPA. Flint, Michigan is an example. If you go to right now, go to any neighborhood in this country, any place in this country, and go find out where your landfill's at. Go find out where your landfill's at. They always in poor Black communities. So the EPA said, hey, no more of that. So the EPA started regulating, the Environmental Protection Agency started regulating, like, oh no, you can't put this right here. This is messing up these people's water right here. This is damaging the water. This damaging this. This damaging this. This damaging this. You can't put your industrial park right here because we got Black people staying around. That's what the EPA do. They want to get rid of the EPA so Trump can have a free run to overrun our cities with landfills and industrial parks and pollute our air and contribute to the many health problems we already got. Y'all better listen and watch out and understand that Project 2025 ain't no joke. It's nothing to play with. It's nothing. And if you don't believe me, hold on. If you don't believe me, let's look. This is it right here. This is it. Matter of fact, I'll read you the first paragraph just to show you that it ain't playing. 40 years ago, the United States and the conservative movement were in dire straits. Both had been betrayed by the Washington establishment and were uncertain to whom to trust. Both were intentionally splintered and strategically adrift. Worse still, at the moment of acute vulnerability and division, we find ourselves besieged by existential adversaries, foreign and domestic. The late 1970s were by any measure a low point for America and political coalition dedicated to preserving its unique legacy of human flourishing and freedom. They are telling you right now that we are coming. No more of us lily white people sitting back, letting y'all Black people run amok. But they ain't saying it like that. They ain't doing intentional discrimination. They using disparate impact. Do y'all understand that? So to bring issues in go back to the disparate impact, to bring issues in a lawsuit under civil rights law that was enacted after the abolishment of slavery. This is nothing. This been going on since after slavery, that all of us are equal. All of us are equal under the law. All right. The abolishment of slavery, all persons with jurisdiction of the United States shall have the same right in every state and territory to make and enforce contracts, to sue, be parties, give evidence, and benefit all of laws as white citizens. That's the law. That's what they removing disparate impact from the legislation will kill that. It will kill that. That means I don't have to give you this. You don't have to bank with me. I don't have to give you an apartment. I don't have to sell you a house. I don't have to serve you at Walmart. I don't have to. And all I'm gonna say is I didn't call them the N-word. I didn't say I refuse service. They don't have to hire you. There's nothing in the Constitution. It's nothing in legislation that will prevent them from doing this, y'all. Nothing that will prevent them from doing this. So when I tell you that, and that's just one thing, I can go through many, many more things I read. When you start talking about making librarians register as sex offenders because they got sex ed material in the library. Now, I don't know what library they've been going into. First of all, let's get that straight. I don't know what library they've been going, but some of the stuff that I was reading in the mandate about what they going to find in these libraries, hey, I can agree with them. I can agree with them that some of these books these children don't need to read. I can agree with that, but I can't agree with you talking about registering this librarian as a sex offender. Now, y'all just taking this thing a step too far. You're taking it a step too far. So that is pretty much, corporations must enter into a contract, enforce those contracts the same with blacks as with white people. When you remove disparate impact, that's no longer. So when you go to buy a car, buy a house, an apartment, do any business at a bank, go to Walmart, anything you do, guess what? They don't have to serve you, but as long as they don't intentionally discriminate against you, as long as they don't say, we don't serve you because you black, they don't have to serve you. They just can't tell you they don't serve you because you're black. When they tell you, you got to show your ID, but the white person in front of me, did I call you the N-word? So that means just either show me your ID or get up out of here. And they still ain't gonna have to give it to you. That's why they want that removed from the legislation so bad. And when you start getting people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, y'all know how nutty she is. Y'all know what kind of nutcase that is. When you start dealing with people like that, you are running into a problem. Like I said, it's plenty more to go. It's a lot. Y'all, I encourage y'all to go look it up. Go look it up. You don't have to read all 932 pages to get an understanding. You don't have to understand. You don't have to read the whole mandate. They got shorter versions of it. They got YouTube videos of it. You can watch this video again. You can go fact check everything I said in this video. I encourage you to go say, okay, what is disparate impact? Is they trying to remove that? Go fact check. Are they talking about making librarians sex offenders? Go fact check it. Are they talking about the president with unlimited powers? Go fact check it. I encourage you to, because one thing I'm not going to do is sit up here and try to make up stuff for content. This is the stuff that I read. This is the stuff that is alarming. Go find out where all your landfills at. Go find out what is the plan for the Environmental Protection Agency that they want them gone. Go find out whether do they plan on wiping out the Department of Education, the Department of Justice. You know Donald Trump already got a bone to pick with the Department of Justice because of all of these. So, hey man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Great discussion, man. I had to tap in and let y'all know that this thing is real serious, man. I appreciate the attention. This supposed to be our Sunday fun day, but this thing caught my attention and it hit me like a ton of bricks. So I had to bring it to the people, man. Shout out to Martina West, man. Martina West doing a huge over there. Hey, Martina West, shout out to West Media Group, man. Shout out to West Media Group, man. All the things she putting in place, man. Helping content creators grow, man. Hey, man, I just got to give a huge shout out to her. Shout out to the Back to School Drive. The Back to School Drive, July the 27th. The South Got Something to Say podcast with the biggest school drive in Southside history. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the South Got Something to Say podcast. Shout out to all our sponsors. Let me put the flyer on the screen. Yes. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the Back to School Drive. The South Got Something to Say present the first annual school driving cookout. Saturday, July the 27th. Man, y'all bring the kiddos out, man. Y'all get these kiddos out there. We got so much planned for these kiddos. We got so much to do for these kiddos. We got so much to give to these kiddos, man. Shout out to the South Got Something to Say. Shout out to New Beat Missionary Baptist Church. Shout out to Poke Dog and DVD Music Group. Shout out to Waller Community College 7. Shout out to Pastor Grayson. Shout out to Miss Grayson at Gospel Tabernacle. Shout out Kona Ice said they gonna be out there. Man, we still doing it big, man. We got more people coming. Shout out to Saving the Southside. Kevin Clark, man. He gonna be out there. We got sponsors galore. We got supplies galore. We gonna have food galore. We gonna have fun games, bouncer houses, any you name it, kickball, whatever we do out there, man. We just try to do it big to send our kiddo back to school right, man. So shout out to the South Got Something to Say podcast and they sponsors on this Back to School drive. And finally, man, Let me get this off the screen. Finally. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for building this channel to be something special. Shout out to everyone who hit the comment, like the button, follow the YouTube page. Y'all send stars, man. Go over to the YouTube page and subscribe. Shout out to all my Facebook subscribers. Since the last episode, they've been coming in, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all don't know how much I appreciate this. Y'all don't understand that without y'all, I am nothing. I don't know why it's so hard to support each other, but I'm just dead set on supporting whoever that want and need to be supported. So shout out to y'all for supporting me. Babe, my analytics looking good, but it can look better if y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Facebook page. Now, it's a 99-cent subscriber, but hey, man, for everybody, if you got a professional development mode on Facebook, let me say this. If you follow me, I'm going to follow you. If you subscribe to me, I'm going to subscribe to you. If you watching my stuff, I'm watching your stuff. That's how each one teach one work. That's how building work. That's how love or be love work. The only way we can build is together. Shout out to West Media Group for that wonderful Facebook page, Facebook group she created. Shout out to the whole South Got Something to Say podcast fan base. Thank y'all so much, man. Each one teach one. Love and be loved. To the moon. Let's get it. Let's go.